Hello and welcome. This is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire, and we are going live today. We're live. Just waiting for. I got a green. You feel like you've won something when you cut and paste a link and it actually works first time. Okay, we're live today on Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, and also on my personal profile on Facebook. If you're watching this live, thank you. Hello and welcome. And we're going to get underway as soon as the clock's finished ticking down, and I need to go over to my iPad, press preview, and press go live. And that worked. So we're actually live on Amazon Live. Hello, Amazon Live. All good. Everything worked smoothly there. And we say hello to people watching on Facebook and YouTube, and shortly to people watching on Amazon Live, because it takes a second or two for things to actually percolate through. So come to me. It takes a second or two for the signal to leave my Be.Live studio, goes to the Be.Live servers, and then from the Be.Live servers, it goes over the airwaves to Amazon Live. So hello to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live. This is Stephen from Wiltshire in England, and we're just getting the show on the road. If I take myself off solo, then you'll see what we're doing today. Now, the thing is, I'm using 3 cameras today, and one of those is the Overspot Tiny, which you can see there in my demonstration area. And we've got the Overspot Tiny, we've got TP-Link Deco, which is the Wi-Fi I'm using today. We've got the Echo Dot, and then 2 plants, which we're going to watch grow throughout 2022. My mug from Be.Live, I work for Be.Live, and then the case for the Overspot Tiny. Now this looks a bit messy, so what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up. Okay, that is my second camera, and my second camera can actually go. Well, it can go here as well. Okay, as you'll see in a moment, it can go and look at the garden. That's something I can't see. That's the camera on top of my BenQ monitor, which is down in the carousel, is pointing out to the gardens. I'll explain more later. Okay, and let's bring it back. Just a click of a button, bring it back to the desktop. Okay, so that's good. Now, an announcement. I am presenting for Be.Live on June 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern. Gaining confidence on camera. Millions of people have been live on Zoom, but there is a difference between going live on Zoom and actually going live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and your website. So I'm going to be talking about gaining confidence on camera. That's on June 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern. Make a note in your diaries. And I'll be live in the Be.Live streamers group on Facebook, and in the live video sales group on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So everywhere for one broadcast starting at 12 p.m. Eastern on the 22nd. We're going to be talking about cameras, and one of the things about cameras is using background removal software. I'm going to be showing you exactly how background removal software works. Okay, irrespective of the system that you're actually using, they all have in common a technique for removing the background and replacing it with a background of your choice. And I'm going to talk about that when we talk about Logitech C920 camera. The next thing on today's show that I'm going to talk about is the Logitech Litra Glow Light. That is Daniel Sigman of Logitech, and he was talking to my good friend Marco Novo from Portugal, and this is the first light that Logitech have produced. We know them for the cameras 920, 922, 925, etc. But now they've got a light, and I'm going to show you how I saw the light and bought 2 of them. Okay, and then finally, you know that this is lights, camera, action, and we're talking about webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, and Fitbits. And I am most certainly broadcasting from Be.Live. So let's come back to me. Now, the camera you're watching is Logitech Brio, which is down in the carousel, and the microphone that you're listening to is the Elgato Wave 3. So you can hear those and see those throughout this broadcast. But the first item I want to talk about today is the OBSBot Tiny. Now, I've got two OBSBot cameras. There are 4 models, but I've got 2 of them. The OBSBot Tiny 4K is, well, let me tell you a little bit about it. You actually, if I switch over here, he said, just a minute, and I go here, I just need to check something. Yep, okay, this is the 4K camera, and I just need to go to me. Okay, this is the OBSBot Tiny 4K camera, and it is, well, it's the most fun I've ever had with a camera. Unlike other cameras, which are static and on top of your monitor or your computer, the OBSBot Tiny 4K is actually on a gimbal. And what it means is that I can have 3 preset positions. So I can go from me to my desktop, okay, and to the garden. Okay, now this is a view of the garden, and I live in Devizes, which is about 97 miles away from London. And this is not my garden. It looks like a forest, doesn't it? But these are my neighbours' gardens. And what I've done is to train the camera lens on the garden. And that is a live picture. You may see, well, you can see the trees blowing in the breeze. It's a gentle summery breeze. Alexa, what is the temperature today?
At the moment, it's 27 degrees Celsius.
Right.
Tonight, you can expect a low of 14 degrees.
So out there, it's 27 degrees. In here, it's slightly warmer in my studio. Yeah. So you've got 3 preset positions, and I can switch between the 3 at any time during the live broadcast, which means that if you're broadcasting on Zoom or YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch, you can quickly click one button to go from view 1 to view 2 to view 3, which gives you a great deal of flexibility. But if you've got 2 OBSBots, because we're talking about the OBSBot Tiny, and next to it is the OBSBot Tiny 1080p camera. Just a note before we move any further, the OBSBot Tiny 4K is 15% off today, $228, and the OBSBot Tiny is 15% off as well, and that's $169. Now, I have never had so much fun with a camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the 4K camera. Okay, but you're actually watching it now, which is the greatest testament you could have, and hopefully the picture is good today. Just to note, I've got lighting on. I'll explain the lighting in a moment, but I want to go over, and I've written everything down. Okay, I don't broadcast live with a script. Okay, I couldn't do it. If I had a teleprompter at the side of me, then it would be definitely wouldn't. I would mispronounce words and get totally lost. So everything that I say is just spur of the moment, off the cuff, and, well, I won't say unrehearsed, but yeah. Okay, so we're talking about down the carousel, the OBSBot Tiny PTZ 4K, PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, now the OBSBot Tiny is capable of 4K. I'll explain what that is in a minute. It's also capable of 4 times zoom. Okay, which means that I can zoom in on me, and I'll just show you that quickly. If I go here, then I can make myself into a giant very quickly, and then come back out again until I'm comfortable on camera. And I need to come, I went too far in then. Let's come out a bit. Okay, so out a bit, and okay, I'm comfortable again because I've got headroom. I'm roughly speaking in the center of the screen. I'm trying my darndest to actually look at the camera, okay, which is up above me. And I'll explain why that's important momentarily. Okay, now the camera itself, it's got AI-powered framing and autofocus. Now, it does frame you. It basically gets this position of you. It's locked onto you. It's got auto face exposure, which I'll discuss in a moment, which is a recent innovation. And the thing I love about HubSpot is that they're always upgrading the firmware for the cameras and upgrading the software that we can download to our desktops and use to control the cameras. Now, this is important. Every item that I show you during this broadcast in my carousel, I own, with the odd exception of 75% I actually own. And I'm an independent broadcaster on Amazon Live. In other words, I do not work for Amazon. Okay, I'm one of 5, possibly 6 now, Brits, Englishmen actually broadcasting, and we've got broadcasts from Australia and South Africa. If you want to know how to get on screen, then just get in contact with me and I'll point you in the right direction. On with the camera, it is a 4K conferencing camera. It works well in a conference situation. When you're around a table, you can actually move it so it's pointing to a particular person and give them focus. And the microphones in the camera are dual omnidirectional microphones, which means that they'll pick up all the voices around the table, which is why it suits as a conference camera. The other thing is that it will actually also pick up background noise. So it has auto tracking with a 2-axis gimbal, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and low light correction. If I turn my light off, which I'm doing now, then you can see that I'm darker. The camera, however, which is up on my BenQ monitor, which is also in the carousel, is actually compensating for that. So it's got low light correction. So if you have no lights on at the moment, none at all, but if I put my single Logitech Litra light on, you can see it does make a lot of difference, and you can actually see me now. Okay. Going down the list, and I'm going to, in about 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to show you the software that controls this camera. Okay, and it's got magical gesture control. Magical. It is, because whilst you're away from your computer, you can control the camera with hand gestures. If you put your hand like that, it will start tracking you. If you put your hand like that, it will stop tracking you. If you go like that, it will zoom in. If you go like that, it will zoom out. So hand gestures, magical hand gestures, according to HubSpot, allow you to control the camera away from the computer. The next thing is that it's got dual omnidirectional microphones with noise reduction. Now, I mentioned earlier a moment ago that this is ideal as a conference camera because you can actually track individual participants and you can direct it and you can move it from one person to another quite easily, and it will pick up their voice. But the thing is that if a dog barked, then not only would you hear it, but everybody watching the live broadcast would hear it, Zoom call, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, it will be heard. And what the noise cancellation does, the noise reduction, is to remove the dog. So the only person who can hear the dog is you. Anybody watching your broadcast can't. Okay, that's why it's important. And the next feature that we're going to look at before we look at the software is it's got 3 preset positions. So let's just emphasize that. I can go from me to the desktop. I can go from the desktop to the garden, and all I'm doing is clicking a button. And we mentioned earlier that you can zoom in and you can zoom out. Okay, all from the software that I'm going to show you. And let's come back to me. Okay, so 3 preset positions. I've got them set up as me, as the desktop, and a view out into the garden so you can see outside. It can be any 3, okay, but you notice that there's a difference angle-wise. This is not restricted to being a 90-degree camera, okay? It can do better than that, and it does. I've just shown you. Okay, now, if you're watching me live, I want to say thank you. If you have questions, just give me a second, because we're not in a rush. Right. If you have questions whilst I'm live, I'm just waiting for something to happen. If you have questions whilst I'm live, then please do type the questions in the comments. And if you type the questions in the comments, I'm just waiting for something magical to happen. It's probably not going to happen. You know, when you plan things and you think, right, okay, that's going to work perfectly. I mean, this is live video, and although things should go perfect, they're not. Anyway, 3 preset positions. Let's get back on track while people actually watching this broadcast in the technical department actually do something, hopefully, so it is working. Now, the cameras, both of them, both the 4K camera and the Ultraspot Tiny, have AI tracking, and I'll demonstrate the tracking when I've shown you the software, which is moments away. And okay, it's got versatile mounting. Now, what you can do, if I go just for a moment, let's go back to this camera. What I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to switch cameras, okay, because I've got 2 ob spots. I'm going to take my life in my hands and switch to the other ob spot. Okay, just a second. This won't take a minute. That's the one. Okay, and I'm just waiting for it to come through. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Okay. But basically, I'm now using the second ob spot. Now come to me. Okay, I just need to go here and come to me. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, now the thing about this particular angle is this is one of the 3 presets on the second camera, and it means that I can switch between the presets. Now, the thing about this one is that this ob spot is actually on a tripod stand, and it means that rather than having to look up at the one that's on the monitor, I can just look straight ahead. And this is natural because it's actually pitched at my eye level. So I know that if I look at the camera, I'm actually looking at you. And this is an important point about live broadcasting, especially solo. If you're not looking directly at the camera, then people don't think you're concentrating on them. But if you look directly at the camera, then it looks now, hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed, that I'm actually looking directly at you. And the trick to this is a learned skill, which is looking directly to the camera. Okay, you can learn it. Just practice. I practiced into a private group and did quite a bit of practice until I got to the stage where looking at the camera was the default thing that I did rather than looking at the screen. If I look at the screen now, then you've got a side-on view. If I look at the camera, yeah, I'm looking directly at you. Okay, now on this camera, I can actually show you the BenQ in action. Okay, this is my BenQ monitor, and on top of it, we have, this is live, by the way, hello. We've got the Obspot camera, we've got the Logitech Brio, we've got the Logitech Litra light, which is switched on. Now, as you can see, that light isn't big, and I'm going to be talking about it later. And I've noticed a comment on my iPad, which I'm going to take in a second. But if I switch the light off, okay, and I am doing it by mouse, okay, I can switch the light on and off whilst I'm live. And it's just positioned on my monitor. It's angled, and it's the only light that's actually on in this room today. But the versatile mounting is that you can mount it on your desktop. Now, if I come back to me for a moment, let's come back here. The ob spots are actually supplied with a mount. Okay, this is the mount. It's a magnetic mount, and basically the ob spot has a magnet on the bottom of it. It goes onto there, and that creates a solid connection, totally solid connection. But before you do that, before you put your camera on, you take the lip there, you put it over the top of your monitor or computer, that lip. Okay, I've obscured my own vision, just a second. You put that lip over the monitor, and there's an adhesive pad there which you actually clip to the monitor, and that means that this is rigid. This will not move. I've got to tell you that I actually took this off the monitor and I had to work hard to get it off. Once it's in place, it is totally solid, and the magnet holds the camera in place. It's a great way of fitting. I mean, if you go to any other camera, then you can actually move the camera. With this, you've got to really want to move it. It's so sturdy and so strong with the adhesive tape there, the lip and the magnet. Okay. Or, as I'll show you in a moment, you can actually put it on a tripod. So versatile mounting. And because the versatile mounting, the camera we're looking at is a tripod. And my third view using this camera, of course, is of outside. This is the view out of my window. You've gone past the walking medals there. And looking across the roofs, you're looking through the window, you can see the window frame, and then looking across the roof next door house, then to house next to that, and then you can see the greenery. And even though we're virtually in the center of town, we are basically able to be in the country. Okay, now I'm going to switch cameras back again. Okay, so forgive me. I'm going to go here for a second, and we're going to stay with the camera, but I just need to change the settings because I want to go back to the 4K camera, which we're actually looking at. Okay, so I'm waiting for that to take place. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we've got versatile mounting on the OBSWAT camera, and the versatile mounting looks like this. If I go here, we've seen it go on the desktop. On top of your monitor, this is how I've got the second camera set up. It's on a tripod, and it's basically underneath the camera is a thread. You screw the tripod into the camera, set the tripod steady as you want it to be, and then you can control everything using software. I'm just going to go over to right. Okay, and I want to say hello to Lenin Barrios, and thank you very much for following me today. Let's come back to me. I want to say a big thank you for actually following me today. You've helped make my day. This is a win-win situation. So thank you for that. So that's the versatile mounting that I was talking about, where you can actually mount the camera on a tripod, and it is very solid. And the thing about that is that you can then move the tripod anywhere about your desking and choose the 3 presets that you want. Okay, now it's at this part of the demonstration. Just a minute. This part of the demonstration is perhaps the most interesting, and that shows you the power of the OBSWAT cameras. Okay, because what I'm going to do is going to take that off. Okay, and I'm going to say, just to confirm, I've got 2 OBSWAT cameras, and I'm using 6 views from 2 OBSWAT cameras, which means you've got 2 OBSWATs. You've got 6 points of view that you can actually switch between. Now, the other thing OBSWAT Tiny will do, and my fingers and toes are definitely crossed, okay, because this demonstration is done, well, let's just see. Okay, so you're watching the OBSWAT Tiny 4K. Let's just put that on screen so you know what you're looking at. And I'm just going to double check I'm showing you the 4K and not the other one. So just a second. Yep. Okay. We said earlier that the OBSWAT has built-in AI tracking, and that is true. It can actually track you. I'm going to prove that now. Okay, I'm going to push my chair back. Yeah, I'm going to stand up. Okay, now as I stand up, yeah, the OBSWAT Tiny is actually tracking me as I move around my office. Yeah, And you've already discovered that the brick wall you thought I was sitting up against is not a brick wall. Okay, so I better explain that just while we're doing this, as I'm stood up. If you go down in the carousel, you will actually find at this moment the backdrop that I'm using. I do use green screens, and behind me is a green screen, but over the green screen is a photography backdrop. And this backdrop behind me costs $14.99 from Amazon. Sorry, I've got Siri trying to listen to me. Costs $14.99 from Amazon, and it gives me a realistic background to sit down against. So I can choose between green screen and the background that's down in the carousel. And basically, as far as the background's concerned, I have got 3 of the backgrounds in mind. I've got a wall with splashes of paint on it, which I think will look rather good live on air. And then I've got a beach setting, which could be Hawaii or Fiji, so I can present from the beach. And then I've seen a western town with tumbleweed blowing down the street, and I'm dying to actually use that one too. So over the course of the next 4 weeks, I'll be using different backgrounds, different backdrops, all cost around about $15. And it does mean you can up your game, because the whole point about going live is for people to notice you. Yeah. And people notice where you're sat. And if you're using, I think that was Siri. If that's thrown
on it.
Oh, wait a minute. Siri, stop. Okay, I don't know whether Siri's going to stop, but she's certainly there. I can change the backdrops. I can go from one backdrop to another. Okay, so that's basically an explanation of the backdrop. I'll also show you why it's important you actually get software for your cameras. So you're actually looking at the Oswald Tiny camera, and I'm stood up. Just let me put that down, and you can see the top of my head, and you can see that the camera is actually tracking me. And as I come closer to the camera, you'll also notice that the camera is adjusting for headroom. What you don't want when you're on a Zoom call or broadcasting in Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch is to cut your forehead off, because that leaves people guessing. It's not a good look. They want to see the top of your head. There must be headroom, and that is the technical term. And the Oswald Tiny cameras actually work out where the headroom should be. So as you move about, they will adjust the headroom. Yeah. Right. Whilst I'm up here, and it is presenting while you stood up is a different situation from presenting whilst you're sat down. I'm just for a moment going to talk about this. I'm going to come back to this during today's show, but this is, if I get it here, and it says I'm live, so let's take that off. Okay, this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. We'll be looking at this camera. This is the 2022 version. This is the Samsung flagship phone, 108 megapixel camera, 10 times zoom camera, 3 times zoom camera, a night cam. I'm going to show you all about this camera during this live broadcast. Okay, so stood up presenting, and just as a note, I actually work for Be.Live, and this is my prized Be.Live mug, which has never been used. It just sits there. But the other thing I can talk about whilst I'm standing up and we're going through the carousel, by the way, if you've got any questions at all about anything that I'm talking about, then please do ask, and I'll do my best to actually answer. The next thing I want to go to is the Echo Dot. The Echo Dot is totally amazing. Alexa, what is the temperature today?
At the moment, it's 26 degrees Celsius. Tonight, you can expect a low of 14 degrees.
Right, Alexa, how do you cook coronation chicken?
Okay, for coronation chicken, I recommend easy coronation chicken from BBC Good Food. 5 minutes to make. What would you like? Start recipe. Send it to your phone, or hear next recipe.
Send to phone.
Okay, sent. To hear the instructions step by step, just ask me to start your recipe.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, what is the capital of Idaho?
Idaho's capital is Boise.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch angles for a moment while I sit myself back down. So you're going to have a look at the garden while I put my iPad down, and you still view that you've got is of my garden live, and that is basically a live feed from the Obspot Tiny. And I just want to try something. Just give me a second. I've sat down now, which is one thing, but what I want to do is I just want to make one change to my setup. So just give me a second. I've not gone anywhere. I'm still around. I'm just going to copy that, edit that. Okay, and you don't know what I'm doing, but I think I do. Just a second. I just want to copy that link. I want to go here. So I'm doing something in my studio, and that's not working. I don't, but okay, I'll come back to me. I will come back to me. I might try that again in a few minutes, but let's come back to me on camera. Okay. Right. I'm trying to get something working in the background and present live at the same time. And it is, I don't want to disrespect anybody, so I'm coming back on camera. So this is the Obspot Tiny 4 camera, and I'm just going to go back here to the Obspot, and okay, go to here. I'm going to scroll down. You can't see what I'm doing, but it will make sense in a moment, because what I'm trying to do is just go down here, and let's try here. Okay. All right. Okay. I've hidden everything now. Okay. Now what I'm going to show you is there is one set of software that controls both Obspot cameras, and I'm going to bring that software on screen. So let me share my desktop. Okay. Oh, I'm moving. Just let me stop moving. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll stop moving. I'll come back to me. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to share my desktop. This better work. Okay. Okay. I may need to refresh my browser. Just give me a second. So I'm going to share an app. I'm going to share this app. Okay. Now this is basically when you get your Obspot, be it a 1080 or a 4K, go to obspot.com and download the software. The thing is, if you don't download the software, then what's going to happen is this. Yeah, you're going to get the default camera settings. This is what my office looks like. You've got the bookcase over there. You've got the Samsung all-in-one PC over there. This is what it would look like if you didn't download the software. This is the default camera setting. And what you want is to be able to control the camera so that you look as you want to look. So let's bring that back up again. And all I'm doing at the moment is just zooming. And I'm going to zoom back, hopefully, to where I was before. That's too far. Let's go back. And I think, tell me when it's right. I think round about there would be good. Okay, so let's take a look at the software that comes with the camera, and hopefully we're still in focus. So I'm going to bring the software on screen. And this is the Obspot Tiny software. Now, the first thing to note, I'm going to go picture in picture so you can actually see me. If I take that off full screen. Okay, and I should be with you in a second. We can hide that. Okay, we've got two of me, two cameras, one microphone. Let's hide that. Let's hide that card. Let's hide Logitech. Okay, we're getting there. So much on the screen, and let's hide the XSplit video. Okay, in a second. Okay, that's gone. Okay, and I'm going to switch the second camera off. Yeah. So the only thing you've got left on screen now, hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, is you've got the OBSBot software and me, okay, on the OBSBot camera. Now, basically, if I go here, and thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. I do appreciate you spending part of your day with me. And the OBSBot Tiny today is 15% off at $228. Okay, as far as the software is concerned, if I go side by side so you can actually see, okay, and we're going to run this software, I can, at the click of a button, go down to my desktop. Okay, you see I've clicked the desktop button. I can come back to me, yeah, and I can go over to the garden. And we can look out at the garden. So those are the three presets. You'll notice as I go through the presets that they all have different zoom factors. Yeah. And you can, using the wheel at the side, you can actually adjust. Yeah. And I can go to the roof, I can go up. Okay, let's try to get to the top of that tree. Oh, we've gone to the top of the window frame. That's as far as I get. That's not as interesting. So let's go back to the original. Okay, if you make a change, then if I right click here in a second, you can see, well, you can't see, but I can actually update any of the settings. I can control as many OBSBot cameras as I've got using this software. I can zoom in and out, I can pan left and right, I can tilt up and down. I can also, staying with the software, OBSBot software, I can click here and there you have it. Now, as I said at the top of this, I love the fact that the firmware is updated regularly, and so is the software and that we download. Those are updated regularly. You can switch the gesture control on and off. You can turn the tracking mode. You've got headroom mode, which I'm using, standard mode, and then motion mode. The motion mode will track somebody moving fast. Anti-flicker is on. HDR is on. Autofocus is off. I don't like using autofocus. And face auto exposure is actually something recently added, which means that you look good on camera. If you compare this to 3 months ago, the actual way the colors are reflected is far better. And you can either have the camera in landscape mode or portrait mode. Yeah. So if you're going out to Instagram, the camera will go into portrait mode. Okay. I'm a landscape kind of guy. Okay, so that's the software. The software that controls both cameras. If you bought a camera, then it is totally free to use. Yeah, there are no extras. You own the you own the camera and you own the software. So those are the two cameras that we've been looking at. And just a summary before we move on, we've got the OBSBot Tiny 4K camera. Now, as far as 4K is concerned, that's why I got the 4K camera. We can broadcast out in 4K to YouTube. And you can't do it from desktop software, from browser software. You have to use OBS or vMix or XSplit VCam. And using any of those, you can up the resolution to 4K and you can broadcast live to YouTube in 4K. And I've got to say, it is absolutely amazing the difference in quality between 720, 1080 and 4K. 720 is there, 1080, and then 4K is somewhere up there. And the higher the number, the more pixels there are, the better the quality of the picture. Yeah. Now I'm broadcasting to you in 720, which is an Amazon requirement. I can broadcast to YouTube in 4K. So you can take the camera out of the box and you can broadcast in 4K straight away, straight to YouTube. People can watch the playback in 4K, and it's a different thing. 720 is DVD quality, 1080 is high definition, and 4K. Well, it's the best that we can do. Yeah. And I wanted to get the best picture. So that's why I went 4K on the OBSBOTs. I got the OBSBOT Tiny first, which is the second camera that's in the carousel. And I'm more than happy with that, because as I said, now, if I go here, just let me go here, because when I'm presenting now, I'm trying to find something. You know, when you put something down, you've forgotten where you put it. Then I can actually have 6 views from my 2 OBSBOT cameras, and that's what you've been seeing over the last few minutes, is 2 OBSBOT cameras working well together to give 6 different viewpoints. So that when I tell you a story, I can, well, when I can go and I can just show you my monitor, I can show you the camera. If I go here, then I can show you, if I just get rid of that, I can show you the desktop, and I can show you the OBSBOT camera. They both look the same. The difference is in the lens and the zoom, and they can either be on a desktop or they can be on a tripod, and they are top quality cameras, as is our next camera. Okay, our next camera, and I'm going to hide that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, just a second, if I go here, I just want to try something. If this works, all well and good, but I do want to go to here. Okay, whilst you're looking at the garden, I'm just going to refresh and come back. This may or may not work. I should be back in 3 or 4 seconds. Going now. I just need to go here, and normal service will be resumed in a second. I need to go here. Okay, I need to copy this. Okay, and hopefully if I put this into here, okay, and I'm just waiting to paste it in, and I'm going to, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Just a minute. Let me go one last try, and then I'll be with you. Okay. Normally in a broadcast, everything goes smooth and straightforward, but we're beta testing a new feature. And I'm not going to tell you about it because it's not working today. Okay, now, thank you for staying. Thank you for not going anywhere. We're now going to look at, well, in fact, you're actually watching the camera. Okay, this is what you're looking at now is Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Now, this is the camera that I originally bought to go 4K on YouTube. Okay, you can use OBSBOT. You can use OBS. Why did OBSBOT call themselves OBSBOT? Confusing. OBS, we know, Open Broadcast Software. OBS, vMix or XSplit VCam. You can use any of those three, and you can actually go live to YouTube in 4K. I've done it. I know that it works. The difference is astonishing. 720, 1080, 4K. And once you've been broadcasting, or you broadcast to YouTube in 4K, then you've been spoiled, because it's the best that we can actually do. Now, at the moment, the internet infrastructure is not good enough to broadcast everywhere at 4K. But you are future-proofing yourself, because at some point, the infrastructure will be improved and we will be able to broadcast at 4K. Now, at 4K, you can broadcast high-quality video, high-quality images of yourself, or whatever you want to broadcast. You can do it in 4K, and it's a totally new world. So this is the Brio you're looking at now. And it's the Brio that's down in the carousel. And let's go down into the carousel. And the Logitech Brio today is 27% off. Now, that is less than I paid, but I'm happy. Corinda's testing. I can say Corinda test doesn't work today. And it's thrown me a little bit, as people watching live know. Logitech Brio is 27% off today. It's $145.99. And yeah, okay. And the next one, Ultra 4K. The next feature of the Brio is a noise cancelling microphone. We've talked about this. If you've got a dog and the dog barks and the microphone picks up the noise, it will transmit it to your Zoom call, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you've got noise cancellation, only you will hear the dog. So it's important, especially when you're doing a professional-ish broadcast. It's got a wide field of view. It's got a 90-degree field of view. I'm going to explain exactly what that does in a minute. Okay, the next thing, I'm going to show you the software that controls every single Logitech camera. It's 4 times the resolution of a typical webcam. That's true statement. Okay. And it is at a discount today. If you click the link in the carousel, you will get a discounted price whilst I'm live. And just as a note, I am live for another 70 minutes or so. So to get the discount, take a look. Now, when you do click a link in the carousel, you're not actually buying. You're actually going to the standard Amazon.com page, and you can decide whether to buy or not. What I'm going to do at the moment, because something's going weird, is I'm just going to switch my camera off. If I can find it. Sorry, my light off. Okay, and I'm going to switch it back on again. Okay, hopefully that will stabilize things. The thing is, when you're working with cameras and you're changing them whilst you're live, then you are, to a certain extent, you know, I mean, things can go wrong. I mean, this is live broadcasting, and live broadcasting isn't perfect. It's not TV. This is not like watching TV. Things are going to go wrong. And let's hop over here. It does have auto light adjustment. As you saw when I switched the light off, you can still see me on camera. Yeah. If I switch the light back on, then you can see me better. And over to Corinda, and Corinda is saying test. And Corinda is testing the comments on Facebook. And I think we can say the comments on Facebook are working, Corinda. The comments on Amazon Live are not working. And I'll have words with the team afterwards. I don't know what's going on. And you said test twice, so I'll show test twice. Corinda's a good friend, Amazon broadcaster, and lives in London. And I don't know, I just don't know what's going on. Okay, so the next thing is auto light adjustment. I've shown you that. It's got 3 fields of vision, 90 degrees, 78 degrees, 65 degrees. I'm going to show you the software that you can download to work any Logitech camera. Okay, the software is called Logitech Capture. Yeah, and I'm going to show you it on screen now. So let's go to screen share. This had better work. This had better work. There will be words later, I'll tell you. Okay, so I've got the Logitech Capture software, and I'm going to bring it on screen. Okay, this had better work. Right, okay. This is Logitech Capture. That's the software. And what I'm going to show you now is why you should go to logitech.com and you should download the software. Okay, and we say thank you to Daniel. We'll see them again later. So I'm going to hide that. I've got the wrong camera. Just a minute. This was bound to happen when you're doing a 3-camera demonstration. I'm just going to switch that camera off. Okay, and come back. Okay, this is the Brio, he said. And I'm trying this, right, okay. And if I, what have I done now? Switch my camera back on. Okay, I should be on screen in a second. Right, okay. Right, now, this is the software. Basically, go to logitech.com, search for Logitech Capture, and then you can download the software, and this is it. Okay, now, what I'm going to do now may or may not work. Bear with me. Okay, we're in for a ride. Okay, I'm going to go side by side. So this is me on the Brio and the software on the right-hand side. Now, I'm going to use the software in a second, and I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to put the camera on 90 degrees. That's what I'm going to do. So let's go here. Now, if you just started watching me, I'd like to say thank you, but you may think that I am sat up against a brick wall behind me. I'm not. I'll show you what is actually, well, this is what the camera sees, because this is what I've told the Brio camera to see, but this is what my office looks like. And I think that we should always use the software that comes with the hardware for free. And if I go here and I zoom out, you can see a bit more of my office. If I zoom out again, you can see the whole of my office, especially when I hit the 90-degree angle. Okay, this, and it's very important, this is the camera default settings. Now, this works, and this is how, if you plugged in your Brio camera, this is how it would look out of the box. You don't need to download the software. But if you do download the software, you've got complete control. You decide what appears on camera. Yeah, I've got a brilliant bookshelf full of interesting books, including German language learning books. I've got an amazing 6-year-old Samsung all-in-one PC, and I've got things down on the desk here. I've got chess set in the corner. But when I'm broadcasting live on Amazon Live, I don't want those things to be seen. I want you to concentrate on what I'm talking about and what I'm showing you. So that's where the software comes in. Because if I go side by side again and show you what I did, okay, hopefully this will work. If I go side by side and using the software, I zoom in once, twice, okay, you can see the zoom increasing, and then I go to 78 degrees. And now this is my preferred setup. This is not camera default settings. This is Stephen's default settings, and you can do the same. All you need to do is to download Logitech Capture, and you've got total control of any Logitech camera. 920, 922, 925, 930, Brio are all controlled by the same piece of software. If we go here, yeah, you can see, if I put this full screen again and click here, you can see that this software is currently controlling the Brio 4K Stream Edition. So it confirms that you're actually watching a 4K Stream Edition. It's got the field of view. We said 65 is too tight, 90 is too wide. Zooming, basically, I love to be zoomed in twice so that I look. I'm waiting. I look like this on camera. Just let me close a few things down. It might improve things. I'm going to close that. Okay. And I'm going to close that. Okay. I need that one. Right. So that's it. That's the Logitech Capture software. Go to logitech.com and simply download the software. It's as easy as that. It will recognize the camera straight away. And you can control the camera. So instead of looking, let's just do that again. I'm going to go full screen. And what I'm doing with the Logitech Capture software, and I'm waiting to go full screen. Hopefully I can, all right. Okay. I can go full screen and, oh, something's happened there. Just a second. Just let me go full screen. I've seen a comment, and I'll come back in a minute. Okay, just give me a second, Rome. Okay, and okay. If you don't use the camera software, yeah. Just a reminder. I'm trying to get full screen here. I've got it. Okay. Then, if you don't use the camera software, the default setting for the camera is this. And now you can see the whole of my office, and people broadcast like this, and it's all personal choice. It's down to your personal choice and what you want to look like on camera. Yeah. So I like to look like this, and let me just zoom in twice, once, twice. Okay, and not 78 degrees. Okay, so you find your own personal settings, your own best way of presenting how you look is important, and it is in your control. Just a minute, my iPad's gone dead. Just a second. I'm not panicking yet, but I need to get back into my iPad, and I want to say hello to Grant, and hello to Grant. Thank you for joining me. Hello to Rome. Grant, it's not working. It is not working, which is such a shame. I do want to say hello to my fellow broadcaster, Rome, and thank you for watching live today and commenting. I was hopeful that we could do something magical today, but I'm not sure that we can. So I don't know what's going on. I don't, be honest. Okay. Right, I'm going to ignore that. Sorry, not ignoring you, Rome. No, that's not what I meant. I'm going to ignore the problems that I'm having because I do need to get this resolved. Because, yeah, if you're watching this and you know anything about what I'm talking about, then good. If you don't, then let's move forward. Okay, so thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. Thank you to Rome and Grant and Corinda for actually commenting. We've been looking at the Logitech Brio and how you can set it up. And just to finish off, the camera was actually released, let me get this, February 7th, 2017. It is 4K. It is 4K, 1080p and 720p, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so it's a quality camera. It's from Logitech. It is an amazing build. And yeah, okay. Right. Okay. Now, as we know, when you're broadcasting live, things don't go totally smoothly. This is not television, and things that you thought were going to work do not work. However, let's move on. And what I'm going to move on to next is away from the cameras. And this time we're going to go to further on in the carousel, and I'm going to go to this. Okay. One of the things that I love to do is broadcast on my mobile phone. Okay. I love desktop, but I love going out and about with my mobile phone, broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And up until now, this has been, I don't know what the dots are. Don't ask me what the dots are. Yeah, there are dots on the back there. I put them there for a reason, to remind me of something, and I've forgotten what they're supposed to remind me of. Okay. I love going out with my mobile camera. I love shooting video. I love that video going on YouTube. Now, if it's going to go on YouTube, the sound has to be good quality, because if you use the microphone in your portable, in your mobile phone, then it's going to be okay. What you actually need is down in the carousel at the moment, which is this, which is an external lapel microphone with a 3.5 millimeter jack, which simply plugs in to the bottom of your phone. And there are 3 reasons to have one of these that I can think of. And first of all, it comes in a pouch, the Power Device pouch, and it says on the back, words can change lives, record them perfectly. And the Power Device microphone really does that. Yeah, it records everything perfectly. Now, just before I tell you the uses of this, I'm going to show you a video in a minute. Basically, this is the microphone end. That's a knotted cable end, but this is the microphone end. There's a crocodile clip attached to the microphone, which has got a cover on it, and you basically just put the microphone there, yeah, and the other end of it, you plug in. I'll do this live. This is one of the few live demonstrations I do. You plug the cable into your phone, and that cuts out the internal microphone, yeah, and you're now using a lapel microphone. Now, the lapel microphone, he said, just a minute, the lapel microphone is there, okay? That's the lapel microphone, and it's on your body, and that means that it's going to absorb the sound, okay? You're your own sound absorber. So the first voice that's going to be heard is the voice that goes through the microphone. So if you do a narration on a video, the first sound is going to be you. Okay, so we're talking about mobile video. We're talking about using the lapel mic. Use number 2. Okay, I'll let you into a secret. Well, it's not a secret really. I'm a Udemy instructor, and I have 15,000 students on Udemy, and I teach people about how to go live. And when I started 5 years ago, Udemy are very strict on 2 things. If you go to Udemy, you can get a course on any topic, and you pay $50, and the course is yours for life. But if you're paying $50, you want a high quality video and high quality sound. Yeah, has to be. And Udemy are very, very strict on quality. And they said, sound camera wise, you can use the C920 or the Brio, but for sound, you've got 2 options. You can soundproof your whole room, yeah, or you can buy a lapel microphone. A lapel microphone at $35.49. Well, given the choice between soundproofing the whole of my office and using a lapel microphone at $35.49, which is, just a minute, let's go here, which is 21% off today. Yeah. Given the choice, I decided to actually go with a lapel microphone. So if you're doing training videos or you're creating courses on Udemy or Skillshare, this microphone is great for that. The next thing that it's great for is if you want an external microphone and you don't want to use something like the Elgato or the Blue Yeti or the Blue Snowball, then you can use, guess what? The lapel microphone. It just plugs directly into your PC or Mac and you've got great sound. Now, I said at the beginning of this section that sound-wise, yeah, I was going to show you a video actually shot with this camera. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring a video on screen, and the video is going to be this one. Okay, so I'm just waiting for things to change, and the video is on screen. This, I need to set something up. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm going down here, and I'm going to I've lost the thread. Okay, just a second. Just give me a second. Oh, it's this main one. Okay. This video you're about to watch was created using the Home iSteady gimbal, which is down in the carousel, and the lapel microphone I've just been showing you. I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. Walk around. It is a great place to visit. There's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast, but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the four sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury for centuries has been a place of pilgrimage, just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages. Then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor. And this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens. But we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight. As I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. And it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies of the Magna Carta. And if you go through that doorway, then you can read and see the story of the Magna Carta. And then you can read the document itself, which of course is in Latin, which is where a Latin education. Right, I'm back. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fast forward, and show you the external side of the cathedral. So we're going to press play now, and I'll be back in a minute. Literally. Show you the magnificence of the cathedral as we go around, and there's nobody walking around here. We're quite safe until I get to the edge. Then what I'm going to try and do is go up, and if I zoom out, you get some idea of what the cathedral actually looks like. I'm just going to try and adjust here because I do want to get it. That's it. I'm going right to the top of the spire, and it will be cold up there today, and then coming down. Sorry for being juddery, but we're actually coming down the external walls of the cathedral. Okay, so it is the 21st December. Okay, and I'm back. And I can stop sharing that. I can hide that. Okay, and hopefully I should hide that. And if I take myself off screen, that was Salisbury Cathedral. And it's brilliant to be able to go out and about using the gimbal and using the microphone and have high quality sound on the resulting video, which means that you can go on YouTube, and if you search for me, Stephen Healy, just a reminder as to where we are today. I'm going to bring this on screen to the side of me, and sticky notes. Okay, that worked. Okay, so your host today is Stephen Healy from England. We're talking about webcams. We have talked about the Brio. I want to say thank you for watching, and please comment if you're enjoying the broadcast. And I've got a comment coming in from Rome, and Rome has come through again. Hello, everyone. And I'm not sure. And I think it's so good. He actually said it twice. Okay, thank you, Rome. Thank you for joining me. And thank you to Grant, and thank you to Corinda. Okay, so let's take that off screen because you know what you're watching now. And I want to say thank you for actually watching me live. And I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go and take this off. Okay. And this should work, he said. Okay. I'm back. And I'm going to hide that. Right now, for the last 6 years, just a minute, just let me go to the iPad. Thank you for watching live. For the last 6 years, I'm just going to change the item in the carousel. I have been using a particular phone. Okay, now you won't find this phone down in the carousel because this phone, I've had it a while, but this phone here is down in the carousel now. And this is, well, this, just a minute, I want to get rid of that. Okay, this is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It's down the carousel now, and the thing about it is that today this camera is 23% off. Okay, so I'm just going to switch it on again so you can actually see it. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It is the flagship Samsung phone, and I'm so chuffed to actually have it. And what I'm going to do is unlock it and go to here and clear the screen, and there it is. Okay. Now, the first thing is that I love the fact, you remember the Galaxy Notes, which disappeared? Well, you've now got the S Pen is back. Okay. And you can use the S Pen on your S22. And it embeds like that. Okay. Now, the best thing about, one of the best things about any mobile phone that you look for is the camera. And I've got a comment coming in, and say hello to. Hi, Stephen, says Jason. Jason, hello, nice to see you. Thank you for actually joining me. Okay, brilliant. Okay, Jason, good to see you again. Okay, now, this phone is quite spectacular. I'm going to, well, first of all, I'm going to show you something. Okay, let's start off. I'm going to share screen. And if I go over here and go to a Chrome tab, okay, and I'm going to bring it on screen, and hopefully this will work. Okay, and I'm going to go here. Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. They're trying to tempt me with special offers. I don't want that. If we look, just come back to me for a moment. So I'll come back to me. If we look at the back of the phone and we slide the cover across, yeah, there are 5 lenses. Okay, and what we're going to see, I've got a comment coming in, just a minute. My hands are here, comments coming on screen. I love your videos, Stephen. They're very helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Thanks, Justin. I'm blushing. Okay, brilliant. Okay, there are 5 lenses, and these are said lenses. Let's just put this full screen. Okay, these are the lenses on the back of the camera, and you've got a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. You've got 108 megapixel wide angle camera. You've got a 10 megapixel with 3 optical zoom, and a 10 megapixel with 10 optical zoom. Okay, this is not digital zoom. This is an optical zoom. And that basically, camera-wise, this is just an amazing camera. Yeah. In terms of I'm just going to go side by side here, just a second. This should work. Just give me a second. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here and apply. Okay. And just a minute. I just want to check something. Just give me a second. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Right. The important announcement. Okay. Important announcement. There was somebody watching in the background, and my comments are now working, even though it says they're not. So Jason, thank you for commenting on Amazon Live. And Jason is saying, I love your video, Stephen. They're very helpful. I'm going to buy that. So let's go here. And this is the comment that you can see on Amazon. I love your video, Stephen. They're very helpful. Thank you very much. The next comment that's coming in from Jason is, I'm going to buy that. Brilliant. Okay. And Jason again. My friend Anthony Manzioni watches your stream. Brilliant. Okay, Anthony, hello. Right. Okay. Now, the importance of that is that if you now comment live on Amazon.com, on Amazon Live, if you make a comment, I can show your comment on screen, just as I'm doing with Jason's, and it will show Jason's name, but not his picture. And you can now comment on my live stream and I can show it on screen. And it's at this point that I go over here and I do this. Okay, because I'm so chuffed now. If I go here, just a minute, apply. Okay. I am broadcasting from Be.Live, yeah. And Be.Live is the only system that can actually show comments from Amazon.com live in my studio so that I can display them live in the broadcast. So if you're watching me live now, I'd like to say thank you. And if you do want to comment or ask a question, then please do. Okay, that's cheered me up a little bit. Okay, I don't know what happened in the studio, but behind the scenes, something's been done. So let's go here again. There are 5 cameras or 5 lenses, and just to run through them again, you've got a 12 megapixel ultra wide, 108 megapixel wide angle camera, 10 megapixel 3 times zoom, 10 megapixel 10 times zoom. So you've got basically with the 5 cameras, yeah. Oh, I've covered them up again. No, I haven't. Can you see those? Yeah. Okay, you can see them now. With the 5 lenses, you can do all sorts of things. And I'm experimenting at the moment. I'm experimenting as to what you can do with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And I'm going to give you a walkthrough of what the S22 Ultra can do. Okay, so let me go over here and let me come down here to, yeah. I've only had this 6 days, so I'm learning how to use it. As I learn more, I'll be able to tell you more, but all I can tell you is I'm so impressed by the quality of the photographs and the speed of the camera, the speed of the apps. Everything so far is working out well. So you're looking at, he said, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. Okay, and it's got 256 gigabytes of RAM. It's got 8K. It's got an 8K camera. We're talking about the Brio and the other bought 4K, having 4K. Well, this is far superior. This is an 8K camera. It's got brightness. It's got a brightest display. It's the brightest display Samsung have ever done. I was sat out in the sunshine today. It's a beautiful sunny day. In fact, I can show you if I go here. Just a second. If I go here and take myself off full screen, switch this screen on, you can see it's a beautiful sunny day. Just let me go. I want to go here. It's a beautiful sunny day in devices. And if I go here and I need to go to me. Okay. It is a beautiful sunny day in devices, as you can tell. I just looked outside the window. And this camera has the brightest display, which means that I could actually read the screen whilst I was outdoors in bright sunlight. I've tried that. I know that you can, just let me log in again, you can actually see and read the screen, which, I mean, compared to my old phone, which was useless in sunlight, we've come so far in such a short space of time. You can actually read the display whilst you're out and about on a beautiful sunny day. Next thing, as we said, although the Galaxy Note is gone, the S22 has an S Pen. The S Pen is back, and you can, just a minute, I'm just going to do a live demonstration. Okay. Okay, there you are. Just to show that this is live, the screen says Amazon Live. It simply works. The S Pen is back. Very good. Okay, so that's good. The next item down is long battery life. I charged this, and the battery lasts for over a day. So it does have very long battery life, even with every use watching videos, recording videos. Also, on the Galaxy S22, 8K super steady video. Now, it's got an inbuilt stabilizer, which I'm going to track and test out. This weekend, I'm going to spend with my Samsung 22 getting to know it, so that when I come back next week, and I'm live on Amazon Live every day at 11 a.m., I'm going to tell you about what this beautiful mobile phone can do. Now, just to reiterate, it's down in the carousel at the moment, and it is 23% off. It's $999.99. The 99 cents is important. Over to the comments again, and we've got a comment that's come in. I love the fact that you're commenting. I do appreciate it. And Hamoud. Okay, so let's take that off and see Hamoud. The only promotion from Samsung. Okay, I just want to take that off again. I thought I had. Let's bring Mahmood back in. Okay, so Mahmood is actually commenting on Amazon Live. This only promotion for Samsung. No, I'm not promoting Samsung. I'm promoting the phone. I'm also promoting Logitech, OBSBot, and PowerDeWise microphones. This is not a Samsung show. I am, unless it's the only place you've seen it, I am an independent broadcaster. I'm one of 5 English broadcasters on Amazon Live. I'm very grateful to be here. And the products that are down in the carousel down below, you can click on any of them to get more information. I am proud to say that 75% of the items in the carousel I own, including this camera. So this camera, I bought it. Okay, I own it. I needed it. I wanted it. I saw it and I thought I'll have that. And I did. So I do own this camera. This has not been sent by Samsung. And back to the previous comment, in case I missed anything, Jason was saying, my friend Anthony Manzioni watches your stream. Brilliant. Thank you. So I am promoting Samsung phones, but I don't work for Samsung. I don't work for Amazon. I'm an independent broadcaster giving live reviews. You can comment live. You can ask questions. If I know the answer, I'll tell you. If I don't, I'll endeavor to answer the question on my next Amazon live broadcast, which is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Now, I just said that it's 8K. Amazingly, this is 8K super steady video. And the point I left off at is that this camera has got a built-in stabilizer. Now, I'm going to test this out tomorrow and over the weekend. We keep chickens. Okay, we've got down the garden, we've got chickens, and we get 4 eggs a day from our chickens. They earn their keep. They're well watered and well fed. And today they've even got a swimming pool to play in. But I'm going to go and video the chickens tomorrow in 8K, and I won't be taking a gimbal with me. I'll just take the phone and I'll video the chickens running around, and that to me is going to be a good test. I'll zoom in, zoom out, I'll go and all 5 cameras. I'm going to test them all. I'm going to test the video, and when I come live either tomorrow or Monday, I'll have the videos from the camera with me. Okay, if we play safe and say Monday, I'll be able to show you the videos. Okay, and let's go on. And as I say, if you're watching live on Amazon Live, thank you. If you want to make a comment now, there is a new word in the dictionary, and that word is nightography. And just let me change my screen a moment. Okay, let me go here and change theme and go here, because I always think it's better if the titles actually show on the foot of the screen. Wait a minute, I'm trying to do this and go. Okay, we have a new word in the dictionary, and I thought that would have changed things. Just a second. Let's go here. All right, it's scrolling. We've got nightography and we've got portrait mode on the phone. Nightography is a new word. Nightography means taking photographs at night in the dark. So this is very good at low light photographs. Now I've seen some samples and it's on the edge of looking like daylight. So it takes incredible nighttime photographs, which I've seen. Okay. We looked at the 5 cameras, lenses, and I'm trying to click here, and it's a 1080p, 1080 megapixel resolution plus a bright display. We talked about the bright display earlier, and my studio is trying to get the better of me. It won't. To broadcast live, you need patience, persistence, and the will to win. I've got those in spades. Okay, adaptive color contrast. And the next item down on the screen, let me put this pen back before I lose it. Always put the pen back. Oh, that's a note. If I take the phone with me, and I leave the pen behind, it will tell me. Yeah, if I go into another room with the phone, then it says you've forgotten your pen. Do you know where it is? And that's quite a neat touch, especially for me. Okay, it's got a long-lasting battery. I said earlier that the phone keeps buzzing. Basically, you can charge it. You can fast charge it with a brick. You can get an accessory brick, which is 45 watts charging, or you can charge at 25 watts, and that's a little bit slower, but even so, it is fast charging. If you leave your phone overnight, it's ready the following day. I can most certainly say that because I've done that last night. The next thing is that this phone has got an S Pen. We've seen the S Pen. What are you talking about? We've seen it. Okay, and the next item down here now is it's unlocked by Samsung. This is so important. Okay, it's been unlocked by Samsung themselves, which means that you can go to any carrier and you can sign up to their plans, and all you need is a SIM card. Put that in, and it will work. Okay, and the next point about the camera is, and this is the bit that I haven't memorized. Okay. It is a 6.8-inch screen, edge screen that goes around the edge, and 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. And it is very versatile. Coming up the home straight, on this wonderful camera, the Samsung S22, which is down in the carousel at a discount today. If you click the link in the carousel, is 5,000 milliamps, 45 watt charging. As I said, it does do wireless charging and it does wireless power share as well. And just to round this off, okay, rear camera 108 megapixels, front camera 40 megapixels. So in terms of taking selfies, you can probably take the best selfie ever that you've done. And let's just do that just a minute, because we can. Let's just have a little bit of fun. If I get rid of that and I go for the camera and I turn it into selfie mode. Okay, let's go with it. You know, when you look on camera, you think that's not me. I'm having a that's not me moment, but I'm good. Okay, and it gives me 5 seconds to actually get myself in position, and then it's taking the shot. Okay, so this is not the best shot in the world. This is the first selfie I've taken on this camera. You've witnessed it live, and it does look like me. Okay, but that's me at 40 megapixels. This is me at 720, and there is, as you can see, a difference. 720 is decidedly friendlier. Okay, so that is the Samsung. Let's go back to the top again so that we know what we're talking about. That is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra smartphone. It is, well, I'm going to be using it. I've only had it 6 days, so bear with me. Over the next coming weeks, I'll be going through every single feature of this phone, so that by the end of it, we all know what a good value proposition this phone is. And it's okay to take selfies at 40 megapixels. Oh, wow. But my only reaction on this phone at the moment, totally honestly, is wow. Okay. And it is today, it's down in the carousel, and it is $999.99, and it is 23% off. Okay. So superb phone. Okay. And just let me check something. I just want to synchronize. Okay. Right. Now, if you've any questions about anything, I'm broadcasting from Be.Live, by the way. If you have any questions about anything, then please do ask. Okay. And if I go back here, I can see Rome's comment, which was hello, everyone. And Corinda's comment was test. That came through as well. Justin joined us and commented on Amazon Live. Thank you for that. And Jason, thank you. And Hamoud, thank you. Thank you for actually joining me. And I think we're okay now. Right. So where do we go from here is the question. And I think, as I've been talking about it all afternoon, on and off, that's a hint, on and off. We're going to talk about, down in the carousel now, is a Logitech Litra Glow Light. Let's just take Hamoud's comment off and remove Be.Live. Thank you to the team at Be.Live watching this show live. I do appreciate your help, and I'm not sure at what point it started working, but I'm just happy that it did, and I can show comments live from Amazon Live in my studio, and therefore during the broadcast. And this is the first system that can actually do it. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to close that tab because I don't need that tab anymore. I'm going to come back to me. Okay, and just take a breather for a second. Right, I'm just so grateful to actually be able to broadcast on Amazon Live. I enjoy every single moment of it. It's a broadcast I look forward to. I'm live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK every day. I'm able to broadcast from my favorite studio, which is Be.Live, and I'm able to reach out to you. Now, I'm here as a free resource. I'm one of over 2,000 Amazon Live broadcasters. We're all independent. We don't work for Amazon. If your parcel's late, we've no idea. Okay, ask the carrier. but that's the thing you should do. Take your normal Amazon actions. But if you've got a question about any of the products in my carousel, please do ask. If you want to take a closer look, click the link in the carousel. You're not buying until you go through the normal routine. When you click the link in the carousel, you're going off the normal Amazon.com page. Yeah, and you've got more information than possibly I've given you, and you can make a decision whether to buy that or to go for something else. Yeah, clicking the link in the carousel just takes you to the normal Amazon.com page. You don't buy unless you want to. So we're independent. There are over 2,000 of us, and the thing is that we know our stuff. If you ask me a question about anything in carousel, I can answer it. But if you're enjoying the broadcast, then there's something you can do. And I'm not okay. I'm going to try this. Okay. Hang on a minute. That's not in the right place. Can I move that over there or down there? That'll do. Okay. What you can do if you're enjoying this broadcast is follow. Now, I was lucky enough to be followed earlier, and it helps make my day. It's important from my side because Amazon sees the follows, and that's what they look at. Okay, they look at the broadcast stats, but they also look at the number of people following. And followers are important because if you follow me, then there is a following tab up above on this page. And you can build your own Amazon Live TV channel. Yeah. Composed of your favorite broadcasters. Just press the follow button, which is down. It's under me. Yeah. Press the follow button and you'll get notified possibly when I go live. But the other thing is, I become part of your Amazon Live TV channel. You can follow your favorite channels. Go to the following tab any time of night or day, and you can watch a replay or you can watch somebody live. Yeah. You can have your own Amazon TV channel. Simple and straightforward. Now, I follow 250 Amazon broadcasters, Amazon Live broadcasters, because there's so much knowledge about. I follow Rome Wilkinson because Rome knows tech. Yeah. And he really does. He knows all about tech. And he's my guru, he's my go-to guy. If I've got a technical question, I would go and chat to Rome about the YOLO Box Mini. Yeah, the remote for HubSpot. Yeah, Rome is the guy to talk to. If I wanted to know about do-it-yourself, I would actually go over and speak to Ryan. Yeah, and watch Ryan's shows. If I want to know more about broadcasting, I'll go and watch Marco's shows. We are a community of live broadcasters. And I've got a comment coming in from Corinda. Oh, it's working now. I don't know, Corinda. I've no idea. All I know is that it is working now, and I'm grateful. And I've got to say, either I missed it, or somebody in Kyiv in the Ukraine was watching and fixed it for me. And if that was the case, I want to say a big thank you for doing that. Having the ability to show comments from Amazon Live during a live broadcast is priceless. Yeah. Because you can ask me a question, I can show the question on screen, everybody can see it. Yeah. And that includes people watching. This shows up primarily for Amazon Live, but it includes people watching on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Facebook. We're going to 2 different Facebook pages and to YouTube with this live broadcast. But Amazon Live is the main focus. Anyway, if you're enjoying the show, follow me on Amazon Live. And if you're not listening, then press unmute and you'll hear my stories. Okay, I don't know much self-promotion, but I'm just grateful to be here on Amazon Live. Simple as that. Okay, so let's go back down and, oh, right, sorry. I got carried away there. I got carried away. I'm going to talk about something different now. We've talked about, in the carousel, we've talked about the Oswald 4K, the Oswald Tiny. We've talked about the Logitech Brio. Now I'm going to talk about a light, and then I'm going to finish off with a camera. Okay. Oh, we talked about, you may have heard me mention the Samsung S22 Ultra. Okay. You may have heard mention of that too. But I'm going to reach over here. I don't want to be rude, but I want to reach over here and take something from my Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is down in the carousel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch cameras. Okay. You're now watching the Logitech Brio camera, and I need to move this. Just a minute. Okay. You don't need to unmute. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Let me get rid of that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a different one in. Okay. And if you're enjoying the show, then please do follow me. Now, I'm being lit by the light that's down in the carousel, which is Logitech Litra Glow. To give it a full title, let's go here. And I'm going to go down to, got it? It is the Logitech Litra Glow Premium LED Streaming Light. Now, I used to have two softboxes, two great big, well, they were large, one either side of me, light onto the wall, reflected back onto me. I was happy bunny. But after 3 years, they started to show a bit of wear and tear. And I was looking for a new light. And it just so happened that I saw a broadcast by my good friend Marco Novo in Portugal, and he was interviewing Daniel Sigerman of Logitech. And Daniel was showing the light I'm about to show you, which is the Logitech. Well, we know what it's called because we just had it on screen. But I want to say thank you to Marco for hosting Daniel, and thank you to Daniel for actually demonstrating this light. This is it. This is the Logitech Litra Glow light, and you only need one of these to actually light yourself perfectly. Now, this is designed for broadcasters and gamers. It's safe for all-day use. When Logitech designed it, they wanted it for gamers. Gamers can be live for 8 to 10 hours at a time. We broadcasters can be live for 2 to 3 hours at a time. Okay. But this light is the only light that is lighting me at the moment. Okay. And if I switch it off, you can see that I've gone darker. Okay. And the camera, which is Logitech Brio, is trying to compensate. Yeah, it's compensating for the low light. So if I switch the light back on, yeah, then I'm better lit. And this is my preferred setting for the light. Yeah, it is my preferred setting. I just want to check something. Something just occurred to me. Okay, what I want to do is this. You're going to see me transform in a minute. I don't know why, but okay. I should have checked it earlier. Hang on. I'm changing. I'm transforming. Okay. Now I look better. The thing about doing demonstrations is that the settings sometimes go, well, you just change. Right, okay, back to the light. Okay, when you take it out of the box, there is cellophane on the back of the light and the cellophane on the base. Take the cellophane off and recycle it. Then there is a USB cable supplied with the light. Use that one. Just plug it in there. Okay. Once you've powered it, then you can switch the light on by pressing the center button. Okay. You can adjust the brightness and the temperature by using the two sliders as well. The light itself extends like that and back down again. You can bend the light forward. You can turn the light sideways, either way. And my light is like that. Using the shelf that's here, it's actually positioned over my monitor. In actual fact, I may be able to show you it working in a moment. We should be good. Right, okay. So you can position it over your monitor. If you want, however, you can twist the light and you can put it, just give me a second. Let's go off solo. You can put the light, that's not what I want. I just want to do this. Bear with me a second. It'll be worth it, I assure you. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. Okay, I'm going to go side by side. I want to change something up. So just give me a minute again. I'm not going far. I just want to do this. Okay, and apply. And okay, and go here. And I just want to switch that follow button off. Okay. Okay. So the light itself can go over your monitor, or you can actually put it onto a tripod. Now, if you put it in a tripod, you can have the lighting anywhere on your desktop. That's the benefit of it. You can actually move it from one place to another. Yeah. There is, however, you know me, I'm always happiest when there is software that actually controls the hardware. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the software that controls this light, because you can switch it on manually, you can adjust the brightness and you can adjust the temperature, but it's much better if there is software to do that. Logitech have developed Logitech G Hub for gamers, and that's what I'm going to show you in a moment. This light has true soft. It's not in your face lighting, it's normal lighting. It is an adjustable monitor mount, which you've just talked about. It's got brightness and temperature settings, which I'm showing you now. It's got a desktop app. 2 minutes time, you'll see the desktop app for PC and Mac. It's got natural skin tones. This is not an in-your-face light. This is natural skin tones is what they're aiming for, and a radiant look. Do I look radiant? Do I? No, I'm not sure. You can decide. I'm not sure I'd put radiant look in the copy. Safe for all-day streaming. So it's safe for gamers and safe for broadcasters. Freedom of light placement. We've talked about that. And it has, coming down the home straight, Logitech's G Hub software. So let's take a look at the software. So I'm going to share my screen again. And if I go here, hopefully go to a window and go to the right screen share. I've got about half dozen different apps on my desktop. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in, hopefully, shared screen. I just need to put that down. No, that's the wrong software. What's that doing there? Just a minute. Oh, no, it isn't. Sorry, just a minute. I'm having okay. Okay, I'll just switch my second camera off and we'll go picture in picture, or even side by side. Side by side is best. So you're looking at the Logitech Brio and you've got the lighting. Now, if I switch the lighting off, yeah, then I go dark. If I switch the lighting on, I go better, you can see me properly. Okay, now let's just remember for a moment the size of this light. If I put my hand up against it, it's only about 3 inches square, and it's providing all the lighting I need to broadcast any time of day and night. Now, it comes with presets, and we're going to start at the top. This is the first preset. Now, this is an early morning preset. This is what you start the day with, this one. And this is too bright for me. Start the day is too early for me, but that's another story. So what I can do is I can go through the presets. I'm just waiting for software to catch up. I can go through the presets. There are 6 of them. I'm just going to show you a couple. And this is Cozy Candlelight. Now, I am much better in this lighting. I'm happy with this lighting. This is Cozy Candlelight. So there are 6 presets, and then you're on your own. because what you can do is you can actually set up your own preset. Okay, now this is one I did earlier, and whilst it's not bad, it's not the best, and I can adjust it. I can turn the temperature down, I can turn the brightness up, and I can get my on-screen presence looking exactly the way I want it to. So in terms of lighting, I've got to say the Logitech Litra Glow light works perfectly. It's small, lightweight, adaptable. You can actually put it on top of your monitor, or you can put it anywhere on your desking. I'm just waiting to come back. Okay, back to my iPad. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the lighting, I'm just going to put it to my preferred lighting. I love one of the presets on here. So let me go back to soft sunset. No, not soft sunset, mild afternoon. Okay, it is a mild afternoon in the UK. In actual fact, if I go here, so the lighting, Logitech Litra light, I can recommend heartily as being sufficient for solo broadcasting. If you have questions about any aspect of anything down in the carousel, please do click you can click a link to see the item, or you can ask a question. And if you ask a question or make a comment, like Hamoud did earlier, Hamoud on Amazon Live said this promotion is only for Samsung. No, I'm promoting everything that's in my carousel. And we've got a comment from Jason earlier saying, my friend Anthony Manzioni watches your stream. Thank you, Jason. And Rome was saying earlier, and comment on Amazon Live. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me, Rome. Okay, right. So I want to go back to something that I did at the start of the show. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take another look, a short look at the Oberspot Tiny, because if you weren't here at the start, you missed it. So I'm going to do a reprise. If you have any questions about cameras, Oberspot or Logitech, just ask. Okay, I'm free. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you get the best out of the equipment that you get from Amazon. And that's it. That's the spiel. Okay, so let's go over. This is the Oberspot Tiny camera, which is down the carousel. The Oberspot Tiny camera has, if we go, 3 presets. Let's come to me first. Okay. So this is the Oberspot Tiny camera, and this time it's focused on me. You've got 3 presets you can use. So I can have me as one shot. I can have, just a minute, I can have my desktop as a second shot. Yeah, and this is live, by the way. That is what an Oberspot Tiny camera looks like, and it's also what the PTZ camera, the 4K camera, looks like. They both look like that. You've got the lens at the top, and just as a demonstration, just a second, just let me go here. I just want to close something. This may or may not work. Let's go here. If I switch this camera off, you'll see what happens. As soon as I ask this camera to go to sleep, the lens points down. The camera is now asleep until I press resume. So you don't have a slider to put across. From the software, you can actually switch the camera on and off. Okay, so it's now going to come back and you can see it moving. Yeah? So that is what it looks like. And then the third view is the one. Just a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I need to come back just a second. The third view is the garden. Okay. Now, this is a live view. Alexa, what's the temperature?
At the moment, it's 26 degrees Celsius.
Right. So
Tonight, you can expect a low of 14 degrees.
Right. At the moment, outside, it's 26 degrees Celsius, which is pretty good, which means that as soon as I finish this broadcast, I am going to go and sit outside and get some fresh air and have a glass of water, probably. It's too hot for a cup of tea. But as you can see, what the Obswot gives you straight away is 3 preset fields of view, which you can change at any time. Okay, so me, the desktop, and notice that I can actually change the zoom whilst I'm live. I could zoom in on the camera. So that is the Oswald Tiny camera. Next to it is the Echo Dot there. There's the TP-Link Wi-Fi that I'm actually broadcasting today. Here is my, just a minute, let's get front of camera, is my mug from Be.Live. I work for Be.Live. Next to that, let's go here. The Obswot comes with a nifty carrying case. So the Obswot is transportable now. You can take it in its carrying case, which I think is a good touch. They're improving all the time. And then the third view is of the garden. Yeah. Now, I've got 2 Oswot cameras. So that's the first camera. Okay. What I'm going to do now is just switch back to here for a second. Okay. And I'm going to change my Oswot camera, because what I have incredibly, if I go to my other Oswot camera here, hopefully this will work. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm waiting. This is going to work. This is going to work. Okay, good. Right, let's go back again. This also is an Oswot camera. This is the one that's down here. This is the Oswot 1080p. And I've got 3 different views for the 1080p. So let's come to me. And the camera is going to whirl around. And this is... It's coming. I'm on my way. I'm here. Okay. Now, the camera that I'm looking at now, and you're actually seeing, is the Obswot Tiny 1080p, 720p, twin axis gimbal, 3 presets, the ability to track you around the room, all in the camera. Okay. It's 2 times zoom as opposed to 4 times zoom on the 4K camera. And of course, it can only do 720 and 1080p. But it does mean, because I've got 2 Oswald cameras, I have 6 different views of my studio, which I can use throughout the broadcast. And I've been trying to do my best to actually show you. Okay, if you're interested, behind me is an Under Armour rucksack, which I use when I'm out and about doing my mobile video. But the next thing he said is, I'm not looking at camera now. I'm not looking at camera. Is that I set it up so that you can look at my BenQ monitor, which is down the carousel. Now, on the top of that, and I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try and zoom in so you get a better view. And I'm going to drop down a little bit, or drop up a little bit. Just a minute. Okay, that's the Obswot Tiny camera. There's the Logitech Brio, and there's the Logitech Litra light. They're all close together, and that's the only light that I use to light my broadcasts. Okay, below that, and I'm going to come down now. So much to talk about. I'm coming down, and I just need to move this out of the way. That, you can now see my studio. That's my Be.Live studio that I'm broadcasting out to Amazon Live to today using Be.Live software. And then the third view, right? So remember, the camera is looking at me. It's on a tripod so that it's at eye level, and all I do is look at the camera. I don't need to look up or look down. I can just look directly into the camera and everything works. It's at eye level. Yeah. So it works a lot better than, yeah, I don't need to learn anything. Look at the camera, it becomes natural when the camera's at eye level. And then the third view is outside. Okay, and we're going to go around, and the camera is turning, and we're going to go out, and we're going out to the garden. And that is the view from my window. And today is a beautiful day. It's 27 degrees, I think Echo Dot said a moment ago. I'm just going to lock that so it stops moving. It's not you, it's me. And I'm going to come back to me. Okay, we're back. Okay, where does the time go? I broadcast live on Amazon Live for 2 hours every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. I have such an enjoyable time. I'll be back again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I want to say thank you to you for actually joining me live today. Next time you find me, you know me, just come and ask questions. Say where you're watching from. Let's get involved. Let's get a conversation going. Let's do a bit of networking. But I don't want to get in your way. If you're just looking at Amazon.com, brilliant. That's basically, I'm just here as entertainment. Okay. So just as a summary then, and we're going to go here and go to sticky notes. There. Your host has been Stephen Healy, live from England. We're talking about webcams and a host of stuff. We've looked at Logitech Brio. I want to say a big thank you for watching me, taking time out of your day to come and watch Little Me on Amazon Live. Thank you to Amazon Live for basically providing this wonderful facility for everybody. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. That's a wrap. I think that's a wrap. Shall we stop?